You're watching Soulful Discussions.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great, I'm doing great. Could you tell everybody how we met real quick?
I basically parked at Laguna Beach and you approached me.
Absolutely. So I approached you about doing an interview and like kind of like modeling. What were your thoughts about that? Like when I kind of told you what I was like doing with my channel and stuff.
I just said, me? Really? Like, so weird, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Absolutely cool. So let me ask you this real quick, because like this is a new situation for you, I would imagine. Like, what are your thoughts about like trying new things for the first time? Like, you don't have any experiences, you don't have anything to go based on. Are you somebody who like tends to kind of step out there and just see what happens, or are you somebody who's kind of like, let me think it through a little bit? What's your thoughts?
Definitely, I'm open to new things. I'm very spontaneous, but
Okay.
I think, wisdom,
100%.
wisdom is huge.
Over time?
Depending like what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did get a chance to show you my YouTube.
Yes,
What were your
you
thoughts about kind of like a little bit what you saw? I mean, we didn't really get a chance to go in depth and watch any videos or anything, but
No.
just what you saw off of first view, what did you think?
No, I thought it was pretty awesome. I mean, I've kind of seen people, a couple of channels, and maybe different things that people say, oh, have you seen my YouTube?
Yeah.
So I thought maybe this is someone, maybe that I don't follow, my bad, but I have seen, and I know there's a lot of people doing different things, so I thought it was pretty awesome. So if I can support.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It really does help us out a lot. Cool. So real quick, let's have you real quick. Just put your feet down flat real quick. We're going to take a look at your feet real quick. All right, you kind of got on sandals here. All right, and love the tattoo. Is that a butterfly?
It's half a butterfly, and the other half is on my daughter's left foot.
So you guys kind of got a collaboration tattoo there. Okay, that's pretty dope. I like that. Absolutely. Cool. Okay, I'll have you take your feet out of the sandals and then just kind of set them on top. Okay, cool. And so I'm going to give you some information about your feet. You'll probably get more information today about your feet than you ever have. Have you heard about different toe alignments before?
No.
Okay, so everybody has a different toe alignment, and sometimes it can like kind of track back your roots in terms of where you're from. Okay.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. So
no
like
idea.
absolutely. So if your bigger toe is bigger than all the rest of your toes, that's called an Egyptian toe alignment. Okay. If your second toe is bigger, that's called an Grecian or Greek toe. And then if all three of your like top toes, the first one, second one, third one, they're almost the same size, that's a Roman toe alignment. So based on the information I just gave you, what toe alignment do you think you would have? Because it almost looks like your toes are kind of going in that descending order, right? So big toe and then all the rest are smaller.
Yeah.
That's the Egyptian. Absolutely.
Wow.
What are your thoughts about that? Kind of hearing a little bit more information about that. What do you think?
I think that's pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'd like to kind of look into it a little bit more.
When you go home, when you have or maybe when you're out at the beach, take a look at that and just look at toe alignments. You'll see so many. They have them for Asian, African, like there's so many different ones. So
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely cool. Let me have you, if you can, feet straight out, like just toes straight up. Oh no, just this way.
Oh,
and just like toes up like
I
this.
have a mole.
Oh, it's all good. So my channel is called Soulful Discussions, and the reason why I called it that, it's actually spelled Soleful. I did that as like a double entendre, right? Because I feel like we all have souls that are different, but we also have souls that are different. So it's supposed to be like that, and we kind of have a discussion about different things. So yeah, you having that mole, that doesn't matter. It's all good. That makes you you.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of it.
Absolutely. Cool. Let me, if I can, have you cross like one leg over this way. So what are you thinking? Like right now, you kind of going through this. We're having you like kind of model a little bit. What's your thoughts?
That's okay. I'm cool with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So have you ever done any modeling before? Ever?
Many years ago.
Many years ago?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How is this different from maybe something that you did before?
Totally different.
Totally different? How? Speak. Absolutely. Cool. Cross the other way. Okay. Which is the more natural way for you to cross? Right over left or left over right?
I think I go the other way first.
The other way
usually.
first. Okay. Most people have that certain way that if they're sitting like that, it makes them feel the most comfortable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. Feet back side by side. Okay. And then just kind of a couple other things. You have a nice arch. Do you ever have trouble wearing heels or anything like that?
No.
I would imagine not, because of that arch, right? So you have a little bit more support.
Yes.
Some people can tend to see like if they don't have that, they suffer a little bit more in heels. Like they're more flat-footed. It kind of like doesn't help them out as much.
I do good in heels.
Absolutely. That's good. Yes. Cool. All right. So let me ask you a quick question about reflexology. Have you ever heard of that before?
I have.
All right. Have you ever experienced reflexology before?
To a certain degree, yes.
What kind of reflexology did you do? Was it like acupuncture? Was it acupressure? Was it
acupuncture?
Acupuncture?
Yes.
Okay. What would you say your experience? I would imagine you had tension in your body at a certain point. You went into the acupuncturist. What was the feeling when you ended up leaving there?
I don't know that it was, you know, something very noticeable.
Okay.
That was, you know what I mean? Like something that you get like a natural massage, you can automatically feel. I think it was more like I had to keep going back for more sessions.
Yeah.
But there was some form of relief in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I totally forgot one thing right quick. I forgot to put my mic in.
So, oh no.
It's all good. It's all good because we can keep talking just a little bit longer. Okay. I won't hold you up for too long, but just we'll go over a little bit more of the information so that way you can kind of this back and you can clip it on. Okay. All right, cool. So we just noticed I didn't have the mic in, so sorry for all those people who are watching it to get a chance to hear her say some things. Can we kind of go back over, like I told you, this was a new experience for you, kind of like experiencing this for the first time. You have done some modeling in the past, never foot modeling. What's the difference? How are you feeling about this?
So, of course, it's different. Like I said, it's, you know, has to do with my feet mostly. And you were kind of doing like a sole, like you said, the SOLE. Yeah. What's really interesting is what I do is the other sole.
The other sole. Okay.
The other sole.
So what do you do, like in terms of, like, because you said the other sole.
So I help people with inner healing, but I'm a minister of the gospel.
Love that.
So just kind of help people to come into understanding their identity, to walk in wholeness. And
that's so dope.
Yeah.
I love that, man. So like, yeah, we're both doing kind of a similar thing differently though.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this is new.
This is new. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's cool.
Absolutely. Cool.
Yeah.
So if I can, I'm gonna have you put them back side by side. So we were talking about reflexology before I noticed I didn't have my mic. How are you when you go get pedicures? Are you an extremely sensitive person, or are you somebody who's like, I can kind of deal with it?
No, I'm just like, go harder.
Are you really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Would you mind if we test? I have a tool to use.
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a trick. If you are sensitive based on this, I'll show you a trick to be less sensitive. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. All right, cool. Let's get that closer real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the right first. We'll go to the left. Tell me which foot is most sensitive and where you feel it at the most. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. 1, 2, 3. So are you feeling it? Or is it,
yeah, it's tickling.
Where is it most sensitive at?
Probably on the top part.
So for you,
like
it's
here.
higher. And
yeah.
I bet it's probably because you have a higher arch. Because most people who are flat-footed, it's right in the arch area where it should be at.
Oh, no.
That's interesting for you. Okay, let's try your left. Tell me if this one is worse. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And is this one less?
Less.
Less. How much less?
A lot less.
A lot less. Okay. Here's what I want you to try. While I'm doing it, wiggle your toes. Tell me if you feel it more or less. 1, 2, 3. Right here. Wiggle. Feel it more or less?
Less.
You know why?
No.
So think about it this way. You're kind of like sending a message to your body, right? Do this.
Right.
So that's almost like a distraction in a way. You're not so focused on what I'm doing. You're more focused on that.
Right.
But secondly, you wiggling is like you applying like energy. Why?
Right.
I'm also applying energy so it cancels out. So that's kind of a little trick for you. You ever go, if it is ticklish, try that out. Cool?
Okay.
Let's try the left. You said it wasn't really sensitive here. Is it still the same? Like you don't really feel it at all?
Like the same.
Cool. Cool. All right, cool. Have you do a couple exercises with your feet, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up, okay?
Okay.
So if I can, let me have you first. Bend your toes, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort. Just kind of bend over. Is there any pain or discomfort while you're doing that?
Oh, I just felt like tightness, like when you're going to get a Charlie.
You feel tightness? Really?
Yeah, like I was going to get a cramp.
Interesting. Where do you feel it at?
On these 3 toes.
Interesting. Okay.
My right foot.
I have something for you that I want you to try afterwards, okay? So cool, relax. Spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort. That's easier?
This is easier.
Okay. Relax. Lastly, let me just get you to wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel any pain, discomfort, cramping, anything like that happening. Pretty easy? Standard?
Pretty easy.
Cool. So here's what I want you to try, because you mentioned like feeling stiffness. Do you ever stretch your feet? Do you do any exercise?
Not enough. I just walk.
So this is why. So let me show you this real quick. I have a golf ball and a tennis ball that I want you to try. This is something that you can use. So real quick, let me just get you, if you can, you're going to put your foot on it and just roll it across. Tell me what you feel. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Feels good, right?
Right.
So it feels like it's kind of loosening up.
Like
some,
if somebody's
getting
massaging, getting
so this
in
is
there.
something you can do at home. Like if you can't get to a masseuse, try this at home. It'll loosen up some of those muscles and tendons. Try your left foot, and then while you're doing that, I'll get my tennis ball because I want you to try the difference that you feel from the two.
I actually used to do this while I was working and had one under the desk.
You should go back to that.
I know, it's been a long time.
So try that out and then tell me what you feel differently. This should kind of get more ground, more range in terms of your foot, right? That one's kind of more like certain spots. It's
kind of feels like a thumb.
Correct.
Right.
This is more of a hand.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Nice. So get you that tennis ball and that golf ball, man. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, you can keep that.
Oh, thank you. Awesome.
Do that at work.
I'll use it.
Absolutely.
I'll put the work in.
Cool. So let's wrap up the interview.
Okay.
All right. What were your thoughts, first of all, about me approaching you, asking you to do this? Did you think it was good, bad? How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supporting, like I said, what you do. You know, if I was out here, because I've done my stuff out, I've done it indoors, so you know, just I think it's good to get perspectives and insight on other people's thoughts and how they perceive or what they think about, you know, whatever it is the other person is offering or doing, and I don't think it's crazy.
Nice, I appreciate that. In terms of like questions I asked, kind of some of the stuff we kind of covered, what were your thoughts about it? How did you feel about it?
I think as far as like what you're doing, it makes sense. It's very fitting for what you're doing, and you know, it's kind of the way for you to kind of go in and do your soul reading on the feet. And I think, you know, depending on what someone is doing, there's appropriate questions for that. And so I think you did really well. I think it was awesome. It's really fun.
Appreciate that. Okay, last thing we're going to ask.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can kind of share with everybody about, because you were trying something new today. I'm pretty sure it might have been a little bit like of anxiety with doing something new. What can you share with people, like how they can get over those types of like moments where they might feel uncomfortable, like just to try something and see where it goes?
I would just encourage them to be open to new things. You know, sometimes we're limited in our mind because of things that we've experienced that were disappointing and to us, and maybe I think one of the greatest things is that we set ourselves up with a certain expectation. And so that is kind of limiting, you know, because if I come and I expect something and the delivery isn't the way that I perceive that it would be, I may be disappointed because we don't all think the same. And so I think we should be open to the fact that this person is different, carries something special and different that I may not know about. I may never experience it unless I'm open to it. So that would be my thing. Now, obviously, stay away from anything that's,
anything
I mean, you approached me from far away, you know, you were gentle, kind, and you told me what you do, so.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I always try to do that because I know I'm approaching women and I don't want
there
to ever be any uncomfortability, especially because my stature is a little bit. So I try to always make sure.
And you have your little stick and your phone, you know,
that way,
so.
You know, I'm not like saying I'm just doing something that I'm not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping and kind of
doing this with us.
I hope it was a good experience. Happy
birthday. Thank you.
It is your birthday today.
So much.
Hope you have a great
appreciate
birthday.
it.
And hopefully we'll see you again.
Yes.
All right.
God bless you. Bye.
All right, cool. So, hi, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing well. It's hot.
It is hot.
It's hot.
We'll try to make this pretty quick. I know you got class in a couple minutes. In terms of like me coming up to you, what did I approach you about? What are we doing today?
Oh, you approached me doing exposure therapy talk with feet photos?
Correct. So, what was your thoughts about that? You heard me say that. What did you think about it?
I was caught off guard. I understand exposure therapy. It was interesting hearing how you were pairing the two together and then, you know, allowing other people to listen into the interviews, and then, you know, about the part of like women narrating their experience as you're going through it.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So we kind of had a little discussion beforehand, kind of like talking about my channel. You had a chance to see my channel. Did that add some comfort for you in terms of like?
Oh yeah, yeah. It gave you some like notoriety, like, you know, you're not a random person saying, "Can I get?" I might have said yes.
I might still say yes. Anyway, yeah. But no, so that kind of added a little bit more comfort to you.
Yeah.
In terms of like you actually have a channel and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It gave some like truth behind what you were saying, like like you weren't like fake. Like it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what are your thoughts about your own feet? Like when it comes to your feet, how do you feel about it?
Okay, so I actually really like my feet. I think my feet have a great arch. I always
Can you
get.
flex them up for me so I can kind of see it a little bit? Yeah, you do have a nice arch.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Toes are like in perfect alignment in terms of like you don't have any toes that are like kind of out of order or anything. And I don't know. I'm gonna give you a little information about your feet. I don't know if you know what your toe alignment is, but they're different toe alignments. Have you heard of that before?
Yes, I have. It's like the straight across, then the like the index toes longer.
So you have that's called an Egyptian. If your index toe is longer, if that second toe is longer, it's called a Greek toe and a Grecian toe alignment. They have a Roman. They have a there's like an Asian one. There's one that's called like an African. Like there's so many different ones. So you actually have the Grecian. That second toe is like a little bit longer than your big toe.
Interesting.
Absolutely. Have you ever thought about that at all in terms of like how different alignments can like kind of like connect to us and like what it means for your feet?
No, I have not gone that deep. I've only seen like a photo on Facebook. Oh, what do your toe alignment mean? Like what you were naming them off as, but in terms of how it connects to you, no. I haven't went that far. Are you gonna give me some background on that?
Absolutely. So yeah, like a lot of times we can find that sometimes we have connections there. Like I said, Africans, like you'll normally see like their feet are like aligned to that certain point. Roman, I've met quite a few people who tell me like they have family from Rome and things like that. So sometimes you can find that. Not always. We might have some indigenous in there or something like that, but sometimes that's usually what you find.
I'm not sure if I have any Greek in me. I did the whole ancestry reports and that. I don't recall seeing Greek.
I'm gonna have you extend back out if you can, okay, and then toe straight up, and then can you cross that way? Yeah, and then straight up like this. Yeah, there you go. And then kind of give me a little bit of movement, just wiggle your toes a little bit and everything. All right, and then I'm gonna have you go that way too. Which way is more natural?
The right over the top.
Right over the top.
Right over the top.
Right-handed?
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
All right,
Yeah.
more comfortable for you. Absolutely.
This it feels a little foreign. Like I gotta work to wiggle.
You can do it the other way then, if that's more natural for you. Cool. So let's kind of wrap it up. In terms of my approach, I came up to you. I asked you to do this.
Oh yes, you're very respectful, very kind. You asked my permission. You wanted me to review your page before you even broke out the camera and pressed film, and you walked me through it. It was very nice.
Nice. Let me ask you this: in terms of like kind of like some of the questions I kind of asked you, kind of like this whole experience, do you think it's a good experience for people? Like, would you suggest it to anybody?
Yeah, totally. Why not?
Absolutely.
There's no harm, no foul. It's interesting. Everyone has feet. Why not talk about them?
Absolutely. So last thing I'll ask, give me something that you can say to people who maybe sometimes can struggle with making decisions to like try new things or anything like that. What's something that's helped you in those situations?
I run through kind of the risks really quickly, and if you can determine right away there's no long-term harm, go for it. Do it. Take the risk. Take the leap. Sometimes, maybe you might calculate there's a risk, but what if that reward is bigger? You just have to do it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping to do this interview with us. All right, and hopefully we'll see you again. So have
Maybe.
a great one. Go, okay?
Thank you so much. Bye.